Hey, what's going on, everybody? Justin here with my good friend Tim.
Hey!
He's been on a couple of videos kind of recently, and I think he's willing to do a few more. So
I'll do a few more.
We'll see how it goes. He might even do some medieval videos coming up.
I might, yeah.
We got a couple of ideas.
Muster up my courage, yeah.
Yeah, why don't you tell them what you do in case they're new?
I'm a PhD student in English literature. I specialize in medieval literature, especially Arthuriana. So if you're interested in anything regarding to that area, I can maybe be a source of information.
Right.
I'll try my best anyway.
So put some comments down below for either encouragement for him to do that, or if you think that's a good idea. If you want to learn more about the Grail stuff and medieval stuff.
Anything to do with Arthurian legend in particular, yeah. I can talk a little bit more about medieval literature in general if you have something that's very specific to your interests. But I know it's a pretty niche category. So.
I don't know. People do seem to like the Middle Ages and the medieval stuff, but.
Yeah.
Anyways, before we go too much on a tangent on that, we're going to be doing the In Your Wildest Dreams tag. We're going to be doing a couple of tag videos together and stuff, and yeah, I think this one works out pretty well. This was created by Heather Reeds, and I actually wasn't tagged by anybody. So sad. I know. But I figured this was kind of a cool tag, and let's just go ahead and get started. Question number 1 is, what is your fantasy time and place to read a book, Tim?
Oh, my favorite time and place to read a book. Actually, this time of year is great. I love it when it's just this kind of turning into a really nice summer, but not quite blazingly hot yet.
We got 90s coming up.
That's true.
Which I know for a lot of you that's nothing, but
for up here,
we're supposed to average 190 day a year.
Yeah,
I think last year we had like 7 or 8 in a row.
But yeah, like in a hammock with no bugs and a really warm day would be pretty nice.
Yeah, I remember I used to have a hammock.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'd never replaced it. But like mine, if it was like a fantasy one, it would be like absolute fantasy would be like on an island in the middle of a lake, like on an island.
I thought you were going to say at the top of your huge stack of money or something like that.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get to that question later on, pretty much. I would say, either camping, I like reading outside by the campfire if it's not buggy, but usually by then, the bugs are gone if I have, a light and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it could either be in the morning or the day. That doesn't really matter, but outdoors like I said, with trees. Yeah. Anything with the woods, I'm
it's nice to just be outside. But,
number 2, your fantasy personal, or what is your fantasy personal library, or your own if you have already obtained this? Have you obtained your fantasy library, Tom?
Oh, I think it's an ongoing process for me. But what would be my fantasy library? A lot of old wood. I went to Trinity College in Dublin, and they had a beautiful old library. You can probably find pictures of it online. I was only actually in there once. I know it's sad.
What?
On campus for so much time.
What?
They have a new library. You're not really allowed to,
gotcha.
Peruse the shelves most of the time. If any of the time, to be honest. It's more of a tourist attraction at this point. But it's a beautiful library.
See how much more cultured he is, Arthurian studies, Trinity College,
No, well, it was a nice place to be, but a lot of the stuff that people look at when they see Trinity College in the pictures, at least in the arts department, the arts department I experienced was a significantly more modern building.
Gotcha.
Built in the 70s, kind of looked like a brick on its side. Wasn't the kind of, Gothic prettiness you would expect, but yeah.
Gotcha. Mine would be, when I used to do my old videos, my first, couple hundred videos, was in my, remember I used to have that library room?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So, basically that, but, 10 or 20 times bigger. So, these shelves back here, I built myself to make them, kind of fit this room and stuff, but I'd just a nice blank empty canvas for me to build my own shelves and kind of, do what I want in it and everything. It's just, I would need a lot more space. I'd want a huge room, and then just do it myself.
Yeah.
Because I like having,
make it exactly to your own specifications.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I like the floor-to-ceiling look, and, a lot of times you can't do that when you just buy it. And, it's hard to buy, L-shaped stuff. So,
that's true,
and I just like that look for whatever reason.
Yeah. I want rolling ladders too. That'd be nice.
Yeah, everyone likes that. I don't know how often you really use them though, because I thought
almost never. I'm pretty tall too. Oh yeah, but I watched Beauty and the Beast at a very formative age. If you did too, you know the scene I'm talking about.
Gotcha. All right, so here's the one we already talked about before in the video. Yeah. Question number 3 is, imagine you have decided to build a bookshop. What would you call it? I guess I'll break it down. We'll start with that.
Yeah, what would we call it?
So, if we basically made a deal if either of us just inherits some money and we start a bookstore in our area. We'll hire each other to be like the bookstore people. Yeah,
bookstore / bar.
We'll get to that.
Okay, we're going to gotcha. Let's see. Name of the thing, though. I mean, my suggestion was beer is the mind killer, but I think that was.
I just feel like I already got like the brand.
Yeah.
The brand.
Yeah.
If you can call it
Read
that.
Victoriously. So Triumphal Reads would be the name of the bookstore.
I don't know. I like Read Victoriously more than Triumphal Reads.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think it'd have to be something along those lines. Yeah. So would you sell new or secondhand books?
I mean, probably a combination, but secondhand books predominantly.
Yeah, I would say probably like 3/4 to 1/4 or 2/3, 1/3.
Yeah.
Predominantly secondhand, because I just like secondhand.
I love
secondhand. I gotta when I do the bookshelf tour, which I need help doing.
It's true.
I'll
follow them around the camera.
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
I think one of my shticks I'm gonna do is like count out the new to used book like ratio as I do it.
Yeah.
But I would say, I want to say like 3/4 or more of my books are secondhand, either through eBay or A-Books or a used bookstore or a library.
Easily mine are the same.
So, but I feel like a lot of my I do want people to pick up like the newer science stuff, and sometimes you like field guides and things. You can't. It's hard to pick up secondhand because people just don't really get rid of them.
Yeah.
But, so you need, like, a few new books. Would it sell anything else, Tim?
I mean, ideally it would be a bar as well, so I think,
Yeah, I think you could do, like, a craft beer and, like, craft liquor, like, stuff on the side, like, with it. I mean...
Yeah, I'm a big beer person, so...
Yeah. I would like to do, like, seeds and seedlings and plant stuff, too. Like, probably be, like, some house plants for people, like, that like that. I love how I, like, make fun of that.
Yeah.
And, like, we have literally acquired 3 more since, like, the last time you
See, he laments not being his culture, and I'm like, no, I want beer. And he's like, and I want to make the world better.
well, I always make fun of house plants, but, like, if you just, like, look from where we're sitting, like, by Henry.
Yeah.
Like, we got 3... And those are the kids. He picked them out, and we're like, oh, sure.
Yeah.
But also, like, seedlings for, like, springtime and seed packets from, like, not the big companies, but, like, the niche, like, seed providers that I use and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So we'd have plants, beer, and books, so... Maybe that's the name of our store. Yeah. Plants, Beer, and Books or something.
Plants, Beer, and Books. If you have any investors out there.
Yep. Angel investors. Exactly.
Watch. We go out of business in like 2 years.
It'd either be like the biggest like gold mine ever, or
just absolute catastrophe. Yeah.
It would. I'm not a business person. I have my woodworking business, and I don't know.
Yeah, I'm taking a single business course, so that would be the end of us.
And then what other features would you want? So we kind of talked about having like a game room, but we don't. I don't know. I feel like we already got like a lot of stuff. We almost need like
the idea is already pretty densely populated. New stuff. Yeah.
I don't know. I do feel like the coffee and books is like overdone. Heresy, I know. Burn me at the stake. Yeah. But if we have the like kind of like a pub thing going on,
I've run into a few pub /
I think that would be cool.
I think that's cool. And
having more like a lounge almost rather than like a coffee store vibe.
Yeah, more of a wine bar feel if you want. Yeah.
That's kind of like what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So plants, beer? Oh, we need like a B word for the alliteration for plants for beer and books.
Boreal, beer, and books. There you go.
Yeah. We'll see.
Specifically trees.
Specifically trees of the north.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Okay, so we're working on that one anyways.
Yeah, workshopping.
Oh, man. Number 4. Okay. Is there one person that's not a Booktube creator with whom you can have a good conversation with about books? And if not, who do you wish would become a reader so you could talk books? So this is easy. He doesn't have a Booktube channel and he reads books, so I can talk to him.
Yeah. He unfortunately does have a Booktube channel, so I can't say that. I'm gonna go with my sister on this one. Not to say she doesn't read. She reads a good bit. If she read more books, I could talk about more books with her, and that would be great. It's one of those things of volume, rather than great person to ask you what she reads, But
makes sense to
Yep.
me. And number 5, if you won $1 million and could only spend it on books or book-related items, how would you spend this money?
Ooh. I'd probably create the library that came up earlier.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So just like buy lots of books.
Yeah, I also would set aside some money. There are some books that I love that have just truly god-awful cover art.
Do you have one? I'll put it on the screen.
I've never if you can find the old hardcover copy of The Broken Sword. I don't think there is another hardcover.
Paul Anderson? Is that
Paul Anderson?
Oh yeah, look, I know fantasy sometimes.
Yeah, is he?
Very.
Better than I know nature writing sometimes. I like hardcover books because they last a lot longer. But yeah, the hardcover edition for The Broken Sword.
Okay, so you want like a vintage, like pulp cover for like the hardcover edition, basically.
Yeah.
Or do you want like a modern one?
I would take it as long as it wasn't as.
I guess I'll have to see it.
Yeah, you'd have to see it. It's
I'll put it up here if I can find it.
Yeah. So right above my finger, hypothetically, there is a hideous looking cover, and I would change into something.
So
atmospheric.
You just hire like a jacket designer.
I like an illustrator.
Yeah.
I would have my own specific book made, have it newly bound. It would be great. Yeah.
Awesome. Me? Okay, so I would buy like be able to just buy all the field guides for like my area or any area I'd ever want to ever go to ever. Yeah. Because field guides are kind of expensive if you they're hard to get secondhand, and some of them are like $40, $50, $60 depending on like what region and how specific it gets. And then a bunch of like I said, like the kind of geographic keys and everything. But then if I had money left over, I would take for book-related items, since I bought all these field guides, I'm going to spend $500,000 to buy a big tract of land to put my library on. That I'm going to make a wildlife preserve where you use the field guides in the library to identify things.
That's good.
And then no one can ever touch that land ever.
That's a good idea.
And that's my cheat for that answer.
That's actually really good, yeah.
I'm just trying to think, obviously you could just buy more books, but I figure, might as well, save some.
Yeah, $1 million is a lot considering how many books I already have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I said, even the field guys, I couldn't spend $1 million on them. I'm sure there's probably a way to do it.
Oh, that's probably,
But anyway, so that was the In Your Wildest Dream tags. Let me know what you thought about our answers, how ridiculous plants, books, and beer sounds. If you want Tim to do some medieval Arthuriana content, let me know in the comments below, and I will strong arm him into doing that for you guys. I am going to tag a few people. So we got David over at David Novak Reads Poetry, Faceless Book Reviews, Julie at The Hungry Bookworm, and Hannah at Hannah's Books. I think they'll all have great answers to this tag, and I hope they do it, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. And always remember, whatever you end up reading, whether it's in your dreams or not, read victoriously.